Good evening and welcome. This is the India Today Newsroom. I'm Rahul Kanwal and I have with me right now the full and final list of the new Modi cabinet. 19 new ministers will be inducted tomorrow. 11 a.m. is the swearing in. This is the third big expansion and India Today is the only news channel at 10 p.m. this evening to get you the entire confirmed full and final list of the cabinet ministers who will be inducted into the cabinet tomorrow, and I take you through this list. Broadly, 19 new ministers are coming in. The Prime Minister says his vision is to bring in doers and performers who will deliver on his vision of development, good governance and further his central priority of Gaon, Garib and Kisan. The expansion comes after an exhaustive vetting and selection process to find the best available talent. People were assessed on the value they would bring to the Union Council of Ministers. The government believes this marks a firm departure from the usual routine of frequent changes based on caste, religion and other time-serving political considerations. I now take you through some of the names. They've chosen 5 broad categories. First and foremost is professional expertise. New members were identified from various walks of life who would bring to bear their unique culture and expertise. P.P. Chowdhury is a senior Supreme Court advocate with over 4 decades of experience in constitutional litigation. Then Subhash Ram Rao Bhamre, a well-known doctor with a super specialization in cancer surgery. M.J. Akbar, a veteran editor and internationally acclaimed journalist. Arjun Ram Meghwal, a former government officer from Rajasthan. Anil Madhav Dave, who's published multiple books in Hindi and is active in the Narmada River Conservation Project. Remember, these names are full, final, confirmed. This is the final list. You will see 11 a.m. tomorrow morning at Rashtrapati Bhavan, and India Today is the only channel to have been able to access this list exclusively. Let's now look at ministers who had state government experience in the past. Leaders having hands-on understanding of state and local level realities have been identified. There's Ramesh Jiganjini, who's been Cabinet Minister of Home in Karnataka. Purushottam Rupala has been Cabinet Minister for Agriculture in Gujarat. Jaswant Singh Babur has been Minister of Tribal Affairs and Rural Development in Gujarat. Mahinder Nath Pandey has been Minister of Urban Development in Uttar Pradesh. This, again, I tell you, no other channel at this time has the final confirmed list of members who will be inducted into the Modi cabinet. Central government experience. Fagan Kulaste has been Minister of State for Tribal Affairs in the Government of India. Vijay Goyal has been Minister of State for Youth Affairs in the Sports Ministry. Then there is new blood that's being infused into the cabinet. Our sources are telling us that Anupriya Singh Patel, who's pass out of LSR, she has an MBA, strong organizational skills. She was with the Apna Dal, now she's merging with the BJP. Mansukh Mandavia has spent a long time in Gujarat's agricultural sector, including heading Gujarat's Agro Industries Corporation. Political experience, several veterans. Fagan Singh Kulaste is a 6-term MP, 5-term MP, 3-term MLA. Ramesh Jijagni, 5-term MP, SS Aluwalia, 4-time MP. Vijay Goyal, Rajan Gohen. These are just some of the names. In a short while from now, we'll get you more details. There are 19 ministers. They're coming from more than 10 states. UP, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Bengal, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Delhi, Uttarakhand, Karnataka and Assam. The government says the new ministers are going to be strategically deployed to further the priority areas of the government. You just heard the full, final, confirmed list of Modi ministers. This is a big breaking story playing out first on the Newsroom. Is the only channel that has been able to access the full, final, confirmed list. Remember, there's a lot of idle speculation on other news stations. Nobody has the full, final, confirmed list of 19 ministers. Nobody has the kind of details that India Today has been able to put out for you. I want to go across now to my colleagues Rajdeep Sardesai and Brajesh Pandey. Rajdeep, to you first. I just read out the 19 new ministers who will be sworn in at 11 a.m. tomorrow. The government has its own take on what the broad structural idea is, but with all your experience covering politics, what do you think is the message the Prime Minister is sending through this reshuffle, Rajdeep?
I think, Rahul, you have to see this reshuffle in the context of the fact that this is the first major reshuffle that the Prime Minister has undertaken more than 2 years after he came to power. So this has been a huge opportunity for him to accommodate various interest groups as well as bring in an element of experience, of professional expertise, as well as one would say that he's tried to ensure that the right caste balance is also struck in the government. So I think this is an exercise with some of the traditional compulsions, but also with Narendra Modi trying to send out a message that this is as diverse a cabinet as possible. If you go through the list that you read out, Rahul, it comes from different states. So it is not as if the Prime Minister has only focused on the election-bound states of Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand and Punjab. He's also tried to accommodate people from other states which perhaps have felt that they haven't got full representation. He's looked for people who have had a relatively long experience in politics. When you look at someone like S.S. Ahluwalia, he's been in Parliament for almost 25 years now. So he's tried to look at experience. He's tried to accommodate various interest groups even within the party. There are elements, there are people who have been accommodated who have been seen as in a way antithetical to the power structure in Delhi, but he's even reached out to them. He's also brought in talent from the outside, talent from within the party like M.J. Akbar, even though they are recent entrants. He's giving them an opportunity. So this is an opportunity for that Mr. Modi has given to a variety of people across the BJP. Yes, one argument I would have, Rahul, is that where is the lateral entrance? Where is the talent from the outside which is being brought in? And I think that is one weakness which the Prime Minister still not addressed. At least last time he had brought in a Suresh Prabhu, he had brought in a Manohar Parrikar who was Goa Chief Minister. I don't see any such name emerging, and that is perhaps the one weakness. But in terms of diversity, I think the Prime Minister has done as good a job as he could have.
Stay with me, Rajdeep. I have a couple of more questions for you. I want to bring in a word with Brajesh Pandey as well, because all through the day today, all these leaders were coming to meet Amit Shah. Usually, they would be having a conversation with the Prime Minister. What's the rationale behind them meeting Amit Shah? What did Amit Shah communicate to these MPs who will now be ministers? And what, according to you, by spending a lot of time speaking to people in the party, what, according to you, is the buzz in the party at this time, Brajesh?
Well, I think it's a clear message which is being sent out that, that recently people were trying to say that the party is not taken into confidence. What we got to know was that most of the phone calls which were made yesterday were made by Amit Shah in his office to these MPs, and they were asked to make sure that they were present in Delhi on 4th and 5th for this cabinet expansion. And a message is also being sent out that party, when it comes to these kind of
constantly journalists and analysts will try and seek meaning. Who's becoming stronger, who's becoming weaker. What's your sense of that? Because many people will argue that Arun Jaitley's wings in some senses are being clipped. S.S. Ahluwalia is seen widely in BJP circles as being Sushma Swaraj's man. Vijay Goyal and Arun Jaitley don't share the best of equations. Both of them are being brought into the cabinet. That's now been confirmed. We also know that Subramaniam Swamy was brought in despite Arun Jaitley trying to hold out. He hasn't particularly been involved in this cabinet expansion process in the same way as Amit Shah has been. So will people tomorrow say that to some extent at least Arun Jaitley's wings are being clipped, or possibly that people he doesn't particularly like are being brought in, possibly against his own wishes? Rajdeep?
Well, I would say that that is typical speculation in a way, Rahul. I would hesitate to say that Arun Jaitley has been targeted, or he has been isolated or marginalized, or that elements have been brought in deliberately to sideline Arun Jaitley. I think that would be unfair. What will be interesting is 2 points. Will Arun Jaitley be divested of information and broadcasting? Many have believed that finance ministry is a full-time job. Will, in the reshuffle, in terms of portfolios, will Arun Jaitley retain INB? That will be interesting to watch, because that would be a sign that the Prime Minister is sending out a message that Mr. Jaitley needs to focus now entirely on finance. I think that would be interesting. Yes, you're right that some of these faces, Vijay Goyal, S.S. Ahluwalia, are known to have a difficult relationship with Mr. Jaitley. But I think bringing them in is not a message to Mr. Jaitley as much as a recognition that the BJP also has a limited talent pool to operate from. S.S. Ahluwalia was a congressman who was a parliamentary affairs minister when the Congress was in power many years ago. So he is someone who has come in a way from the Congress route, and I think it reflects the fact that the BJP itself doesn't have too many MPs who are 5-time, 6-time MPs, and therefore you have to bring in some experience with S.S. Ahluwalia. My sense overall, though, Rahul, is that the Prime Minister wants to send out a message that he believes in having as diverse a cabinet as possible in terms of giving opportunity to individuals who perhaps may not be known in Delhi, but are strong leaders in their own state. And I think you made a very good point that it is Amit Shah who has played a major role in a way formulating this cabinet. So the party has been given a sense of primacy. Normally, you're right, it's the Prime Minister who takes the decision. And while any decision of this kind will always have Mr. Modi's stamp, I think Mr. Amit Shah has played a far more important role than he perhaps played in the earlier reshuffle. And I think it's significant in that sense that that balance is being sought to be corrected. Is the party's interest being ignored? These are all important leaders from different different states. It's interesting, for example, that Anupriya Patel of Apna Dal, someone whom Amit Shah has been working closely with, has been brought in. Her party will probably now merge with the BJP. I think these are all straws.
There's a bit of a crisis there, Rajdeep. I must tell you that Apna Dal, the mother of Anupriya Patel, Krishna Patel, says that she, because it was her husband who set up the Apna Dal, she says that Anupriya doesn't run the Apna Dal. I am the party's president, so Anupriya has no business merging with the BJP. She can't do it. She's all by herself. We will expel her from the party. They're fighting over property. They're fighting over ownership of the party. So there's all kinds of intrigue within this cabinet expansion as well. Brajesh Pandey, the government sending out a message essentially saying experience, expertise and energy. The other point which the government wants to emphasize is that there is a lot of geographical diversity. 19 ministers, 10 states represented: UP, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Bengal, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Delhi, Uttarakhand, Karnataka and Assam. So it's not as if it's only the pole-bound states of Uttarakhand, UP and Punjab that are being catered to. There is a far greater geographical diversity that the government is trying to ring in.
Well, I think absolutely, Rahul, but I think more than that, the government is also trying to distance from most of the criticism it faced, the party faced, while especially in Uttar Pradesh and a couple of other poll-bound states, where, they were accused of raking in communal feelings. If you read the whole list, which is exclusively available with India Today, they have made very emphatic stress on the fact that this government, all those people who have been chosen are not chosen on basis of caste and religion. The choice, the selection criteria was tough, the thought process was followed, and only people who are committed to development and people who have a past record and experience of running or run an administrative post, only those people have been able to select, because they want them to deliver the development process, the development promise which Prime Minister Narendra Modi has made to his electorate.
Now, one of the points that Rajdeep was making is that there haven't been too many lateral entrants. People that say those in Delhi, Mumbai or the big cities watching on India Today would know readily. So there is an MJ Akbar, there's an SS Ahluwalia who are well known, but a lot of the other names are people who aren't particularly well known. However, these are people who've done well for themselves, are popular leaders in the ground, in the states that they come from. So that's another message. That's not a Delhi Darbar cabinet, it's a cabinet from the states that the Prime Minister wants to put out. Rajesh.
Well, absolutely. And I mean, if you look at the fact that, initially it was thought that it was just a UP-centric, or the main focus of the party as well as the government would be to focus on to have as many people from Uttar Pradesh as possible. But when the final list emerged, it was a clear-cut case that the Prime Minister or the Prime Minister, along with BJP President Amit Shah, they have taken a diverse group of talent which was available not only within the party but also in their allies, and they have tried to accommodate regional interests which they feel that will be able to reach out to masses and will be able to convey the kind of work the government has been doing. So this is this diversity.
Who are the half dozen ministers who are being dropped? Because you've got these 19 names that have been put out. There are also some ministers who are being dropped. Who are these people? Why are they being dropped?
Well, Ram Shankar Kathiria, one of the prominent names which we were talking about, we spoke to also post. He said that he's not working for any Neeli Batti or Lal Batti. He just wants to work back to the organization. I mean, the fact is that, he has been making certain controversial statements which were definitely embarrassing for the party. But if you look at his other utility aspect, which is that, that he's kind of a firebrand leader, and the party would be able to utilize his position more in the party rather than him being in government and making those kind of statements which will bring defame to the government. So this is one of the big reasons why he was changed. Apart from that, couple of ministers, couple of ministers who MOSs who are being talked about to be dropped out of the cabinet. The party, the local party unit as well as Delhi, they were not very happy with the kind of activities that was being carried out. So in a way, a message is also being sent to people who are not performing well or who are working not completely in sync with the interests of the party and the government. That a clear message has been sent out that that if anybody indulges in these kind of things, it will not be tolerated. And apart from that, Meghrab, the other minister who also was accused in one of the rape cases, Nihal Chand Meghwal, his name and his performance was definitely not up to the mark. So this is one big reason why he was shown the door in this particular cabinet expansion.
Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Brajesh Pandey, Rajdeep Sardesai, for your very incisive analysis on this big breaking story. Remember, nobody else still has the list of 19 ministers who are being brought in, the states they represent, and the broad idea that the government is trying to push forward. That story you saw first right here, right on the top of Newsroom tonight.